Hi there, it's Emma from Emma's Cards and Paper Crafts. Today I am making, I think it's project 4 we're on now with the, which paper is it? Frames and Flowers Speciality DSP pack. So I've gone for a colour that I don't normally use. We're going to be using Granny Apple Green today. And we're going to be making a Matchbox style gift box. I wanted to make these just to put some, or at least trial making these because I want to make them for my daughter's birthday party, a sort of like gift favour box, just to put in like a lolly, a packet of Haribo kind of thing. So I thought I'd try it with this DSP first and see how I like them. I have scribbled down some measurements and I'm hoping they're gonna work. I've tested it with a piece of paper first, but we'll go with the flow. So these are the pieces I've got for you today. So the cardstock, you're going to need a longer piece but narrower piece, which is 10 inches by 5 inches. Another piece of cardstock which is 9 by 7. So the 9 by 7 is going to make our box part, and then the 10 by 5 is going to make the wraparound part. I've then got a piece of DSP that is 4.75 by 2.75 inches to decorate the top of the box. I've got a white piece of cardstock which is 2.5 by 2.5, and then I just picked some random ephemera pieces out of the pack to decorate with. And you will have to bear with me, I've still got the massive long nails, I can't give them up yet. So we're going to start off with the wider piece, and we are going to score this at 1/2 inch and 2 inches on every side. So I'm going to put my blade well out of the way because otherwise I'll be accidentally cutting things I shouldn't. So 1/2 inch first. Let's put that onto the bottom too. 1/2 inch, and then at 2 inches. I'm going to turn it and do the exact same again. But I really need to do a desk tidy, and I'm working in the tiniest space possible today. I made so many projects in a rush and then I've not tidied up after myself. It's becoming a challenge to work on my desk, so perhaps I will do a desk tidy and then a craft area tour because I haven't done one of those yet and a few people have asked. So we'll see about that. So 1/2 and then 2 inches and turn it around again. Scoring tool came out of its runner, so it didn't push down properly. So 1/2 and then 2. Yep. So I'm not sure how well you can see that with this colour cardstock, but this is what we are looking at the moment. We will give all of those lines a nice fold. So I have made a similar box to this before, but it was a lot smaller, so I've sized up the measurements and I'm hoping this is going to work. But we will see. There we go, so that's all of my sides folded. We are now going to cut out of the top and bottom corners. We're going to cut out this piece and this piece here, here and here. So let's find the mystery scissors that have disappeared again. 1 second. So even though they promised they wouldn't steal my brand new scissors because I gave them my old ones, they stole my scissors. So we've now found them. Kitty's had them again. So these bits here, we're going to slightly notch those and then we're going to cut along this first score line to get rid of that section, and then I'm going to do the same opposite side. Like so, and then flip it around and do the same the other side of the box. So slightly notch that bit. So that's all 4 of your corners cut out. We are now going to remove this small rectangle here and here on all 4 sides. So we're actually going to notch this one here again, and then we're going to cut this off straight along the score line. It's not quite straight, it doesn't matter, these are just your flaps, or will become your flaps when you stick together. We're going to cut down the score line, that, and then we're going to just give this one a slight notch at the bottom as well. There we go, like so, and then notch it at the top as well, and you're going to repeat that all the way around. So I shall just do that, and then I'll be back in a minute to show you what it looks like. So now you should have a piece that looks like this. So as you can see, we've notched all 4 of these here and here, and then we've notched on these flaps here as well. So when you fold your box up, you'll have flaps here, and then you'll be able to tuck these in to sandwich your flaps inside. So these bits here are just to make the edges of your box slightly more sturdy, and it'll be something like this. So I personally am going to glue mine. You can use tear and tape or whatever your preferred glue is, but I'm going to use Tombow because that's what I prefer. And I knocked my brand new one off my desk just a minute ago, and that's gone. So we're gonna have to struggle with the little ones first, or the nearly empty ones first. And this one's all dried up again at the bottom. So I just pull the old sticky glue off there. So I'm gonna cover this whole flap in just a little bit of glue, and you're gonna match up your sides just like so. And just give it a few seconds. Just hold my glue up the wrong way so it runs down. So if you're not quite happy with your placement, I love that with Tombow you've got a little bit of wiggle room. So once it starts to set, you can slide it to where it needs to be if it's not quite right. So I can do this corner next. And this glue's given up on me already. I've got so many half-empty ones in my pen pot that I try and use them all up. Okay. And just hold that one for a few seconds as well. There we go. Now we're going to glue these two here. I'm actually going to put the glue on these both at the same time so that I can, so I don't have wet sticky glue that I might get on everything, trying to bend the last corner in. Come on, glue. There we go. So I'm going to carefully hold my finger, holding those two like so while I lift it up, and then I can let them spring up, and then I won't get glue anywhere I don't want it. Give them each a little press down. Just make sure I'm happy with how they're sitting. That one needs to go out just a smidge. Now I'll let that dry for a second or two. I'll just move that side again. There we go. And then we will fold the glue these flaps and fold those in. They do take a little bit of holding down, and sometimes I use these little metal clips, that's why I keep them on my board. So I've got these just to hold them down as they're gluing. So I keep those handy all the time. So yeah, I'm just going to give that a few seconds to dry before we start trying to bend things into place. And I'll just be back in 1 second. So there we go, I've given that plenty of time to dry now. I've carefully folded my flaps out slightly so it's easier to put the glue on them. So we're going to do each of the large edges at a time. I think I'm going to have to give up on these nearly empty ones and find another new glue because I don't know where that one fell. So I'm going to fold that in, and then I'm going to get my library clips and just use those to hold it down until it's fully glued. Do with the third one in the middle, but I don't have a third one at the moment. Just give that a second. Go. So I'm going to fold this one in. Try not to get glue all over my fingers. Just going to swap our clips over to the other side now. That should be nice and dry. And now we're going to do the end ones. Come on, glue. I know there's still loads in there, I can feel it in there, but it's just about getting it to run down. There we go. Pop that one in. Again, I'm going to put a library clip on there. That side isn't quite dry. We'll hold this side a minute. I'm going to pop this one in, like so. It's rather rainy here today, I'm not sure if you can hear the rain. I'm going to leave this to dry for a second, and then we're going to get out our other bits and pieces and put to one side. So on our white piece of cardstock we are going to do a little bit of stamping. So I've got the flower here from the Flowers of Beauty stamp set, which is this one just here. And then I've got the Happy Birthday sentiment from the Keeping Tabs stamp set. Mind went blank, I don't know, I was looking right at it. And what we're going to do is find a piece of scrap paper, and we're going to stamp off the Granny Apple Green to make it a slightly lighter muted colour in the background. So let me just find a bit of scrap paper. I've got plenty in front of me. Old measurements from other projects, and I've also used it for stamping off before. So I don't normally stamp flowers in green because, well, flowers aren't normally green, but so I'm going to stamp off that, and then just in the corner I'm going to stamp the flower just like so. So it's not too bright, but it just gives it a nice little accent. And then I'm going to use the Memento Tuxedo Black to stamp my Happy Birthday sentiment. Now I have kind of planned how I want to decorate the front, so you'll understand why I'm putting everything over slightly to the left on my white cardstock there. So next up, I'm going to pop these to one side a minute. We're going to take our clips off, and then we're going to get our other piece of cardstock. So this is the tricky bit now. I'm always rubbish at trying to make wraps and use measurements to actually create the wrap around. So what I do is I turn my box upside down, and then, so you want it somewhere kind of in the center. Make sure your lines at the top and bottom are completely parallel, because you don't want to be folding your card wonky. And then you want to pull it up at the side and just give it a rub at the bottom, like so. I can't remember who gave me my rubbing technique at the bottom. I watch her videos quite a lot. I want to say Donna, but I can't think what her channel name is. So if I remember what her channel name is, I will tag her. And also, I know I think she's actually made this box as well, either similar sizes or maybe even the same size actually. So I'll tag her below after doing some hunting, and you're going to carefully wrap that round again making sure it's completely parallel. If it's not completely parallel, give it a good wiggle and then rub along the corner here, and I'm going to carefully turn it around. Again, make sure we've lined everything back up nicely again. I don't know how you ladies craft with nails, because it's actually made me lose my crafting mojo with having long nails. Again, we're going to rub at the bottom and then carefully fold over the top. Get that lovely rub along this corner. And now we're going to take our box out, and we're actually just going to give these lines here just more of a fold. I would use my bone folder, but with my nails at the moment, for some reason I just cannot hold it properly and it just gets in my way. So we're just going to go with using the thumb today and give it a good rub along the card. Again, you want to just double check that your lines are parallel when you're folding and rubbing it down, just to make sure it's absolutely perfect. So I've got a funny feeling actually, now that I've talked about Donna's videos, I think originally she may have made this box this size and then I downsized it, and now I've just returned maybe to her original measurements. So I'm going to double check on that. I'm going to have to hunt down that video. I know it was quite a few years ago she did it, but I'm going to have to hunt down that video. And Donna, I will tag you in this. So there we go. So while we're keeping our box upside down, we're going to wrap it back round. No, we're not actually. We're going to decorate the front first, because we need to decorate the front before we wrap it round. This is where I always go wrong. So you're going to take your piece of DSP, and yes, I measured it correct. Yay! That's the bit I wasn't sure about. And we're going to glue this on the front. Again, you could use tear and tape if you wanted to. I might end up having to, because my glues are just giving up on me. Let's just see if I've got another one in the drawer in front of me. Should have more glues in this place. I'm sure I bought loads. Yeah, found one. New glue. We all love a new glue day, but that means I'm just going to have more and more of them on my desk. But at least I'm not going to be struggling to get my glue out every 2 seconds. And now I've got the whole struggle of trying to get it open with nails. Let's get the scissors on it. Okay. So for me, with working in housekeeping, my nails have actually lasted really, really well. It's coming up 2.5 weeks since I've had them done. I've had minor accidents with them. Taken a tiny chip out of one of them, which you can probably see, and I've cracked one of them, but I've not lost any yet, and I've not completely broken any yet, so I'm on a roll. So we're going to glue this one down here like so. Just rub it down just to make sure I've spread the glue out, and then just readjust to make sure it's in the right place. There we go. And then we're going to take our pieces and our sentiment. So we're going to put these on dimensionals. Like so. The only thing I have found nails good for is making it much easier to get the backing off of dimensionals, because for some reason the paper just comes up so much easier. So we're going to put this tiny smidge off centre, right about here, like so. And then we're going to put some dimensionals on the back of our leafy piece. Now, I'm going to pop this, so the first two here, I'm actually going to double up my dimensionals because this one's already popped up on one dimensional. Otherwise, the front is going to seem rather wonky because it'll be two different heights. So we're just going to double up the dimensionals on the bottom two. And then one more there. And that will actually make it nice and flush. So I'm going to put my leaves like so. There we go. Maybe we didn't need the second one after all. Maybe it was just the first one that should have had a second one. Turn our flowers over and pop a dimension on each of those. Should just about squeeze on. Yep, if I don't stick it to my nail too. Nails are not fun. And then we're going to just pop our flowers on here like so. Larger one there. And then we're going to carefully turn this upside down. And now it's come for time for gluing our wrap on. So you don't want to hold this super duper tight, because otherwise you're going to find it really, really hard to slide your box in and out. So you want to do it not tight, but not too lax either. So try and find a happy medium. Put glue along there like so. There we go. I'm just going to gently lay those on top of each other and then give them a wiggle so that they are perfectly parallel with the edge of the box. I'm just going to hold that down for a few seconds and give it a nice little rub, like so. And then turn it over, and there's our box. So it's a little bit wet at the moment. We gently slide it out. There's a nice decent sized box in there. I might even get more than just a few sweets in there. I might actually put like a little packet of popcorn in there, and then a couple of sweeties as well. So that's actually a really decent sized box. It's bigger than what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was more going to be sort of actual Matchbox size rather than giant Matchbox size. But there we go. Might actually, if I remake this project again, maybe put another little flower over in this corner stamped and just rotate the flower slightly, I think. So that is project number 4, I believe, for the Frames and Flowers Speciality DSP pack challenge I'm doing. So the challenge is that I'm trying to make as many projects as I can with the one packet of DSP and see how far it goes. So far I think I've made, I think it's either 2 or 3 cards. And so this time I wanted to make a 3D project using it. So thank you for watching. I will certainly tag Donna and find her page and tag her if it was definitely her. I'm 99.9% sure it was Donna, but I really can't remember the name of her page. So I apologise, Donna, if you see this. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you join me again on Saturday for another video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.